Hello, Paranormal Pals, and welcome to the first episode of the Secret Society of the Spooky Sisterhood podcast. My name is Melanie, and I will be your haunted hostess for this bi-weekly journey to the other side. Each episode, you'll join us behind the scenes as the Secret Society meets and discusses various topics in the world of the paranormal and the strange. We will be most weeks joined by a special guest who we will induct into our society. Our guests will cover all areas of the industry, from investigation to research to filmmaking and so much more. This is just such a vast concept, and there's so many incredible people to talk to. Our hope is that the podcast will have a little something for everyone. For people who like interviews, we got you. For people who like stories, we got you. You want ghosts, you want demons, you want cryptids, you want aliens, TV gossip. You bet, we got you. We're just really excited to take this spooky adventure with you. Before I move on, I wanted to take a moment to talk about the word everyone. If you've been in the Secret Society of the Spooky Sisterhood for a minute, you probably already know this. And for those of you who are new, first of all, welcome. But please know that while our focus is on highlighting the work of women, particularly in this industry, women is an inclusive term. And we believe that y'all means all. And it's incredibly important to us that this is an open, safe space where everyone feels included and welcome. This is a place where it's free from judgment. And we hope that everyone who listens, myself included, will be able to meet some really fascinating new people, learn something new about the paranormal world, and maybe learn something new about the world as a whole. So, who am I? Well, my name is Melanie. Like I said before, I am a middle-aged gal who grew up being fascinated by ghosts and Halloween and all that fun stuff. I work in accounting. I've got the cutest little paranormal pup you ever did see. His name is Biggie Eugene. I have an MFA in screenwriting, so I also enjoy movies and writing, mostly thrillers and creepy stuff. I am a September Virgo. I love spicy food, glitter, and dad jokes. I love my family, especially my nieces and nephews. I love my partner, Dave. And naturally, I love the paranormal. So, my first paranormal experience, I was around 10 years old. And the night before my grandparents were coming to visit us in Virginia for Christmas, I had a premonitory dream for the first time. And this dream was that my grandmother was going to pass away. The next day, they did arrive in Virginia safely. But that night, my grandmother ended up passing away. And it was really obviously a difficult time for my family and for me. And not too long after that, I remember being in my childhood bedroom and I could smell her perfume. It was really weird for me, but it was also very comforting. And it wasn't too much longer again after that, that I got an issue of this magazine that was popular with kids at the time called Disney Adventures. Some of my fellow old folks might remember that. And this particular issue, I think, was for Halloween or something, and it was about the paranormal. And it not only had like spooky stories, but it also told a little bit about paranormal investigating and like ideas and theories about the paranormal. And it was so comforting to me, and it really reinforced to me that my grandmother had come back to check on me. And it kind of sparked this lifelong interest for me. Anyway, I wasn't allowed to read or watch or whatever, anything spooky growing up. Seriously, my mom thought the Goonies and E.T. were too scary. So yeah, it wasn't until college that I started poking around the paranormal a little bit more. There was a place called Sunnyland in Tallahassee, which used to be an abandoned tuberculosis hospital. It has since been demolished. But everybody would go there and drink beer and do stupid things and scare each other. And I was absolutely too afraid to go. But the guy I was dating at the time, he went with my roommates and had a nice time. And one time, I don't remember if we were going to the grocery store or something, but he pulled in at Sunnyland and basically said, "You can either come in with me or you can be the one in the car when the police come and you can get arrested for trespassing." So I went in. And you know what, looking back, the logic of all of that doesn't make any sense, but whatever. It got me in there and it was super creepy, but obviously less scary in the daytime. So overall, it was pretty cool until we were on the children's floor. Naturally, this is very cliche, y'all. He rolled a ball down the hallway. We heard it go probably, I don't know, 50 feet. And then it stopped. And I kid you not, it silently rolled back to us. And needless to say, I was ready to go. That was also around the time I started watching all the paranormal shows when they really took off in the early 2000s. I think I started with Celebrity Paranormal Project, if anyone remembers that. But I also got into Paranormal State, Ghost Hunters, Ghost Adventures, all of that. And one thing that really stuck with me then, as well as now, is how many cis, straight, white guys there were in this business. And don't get me wrong, I enjoyed their shows, still do. I appreciate that they made it more acceptable socially to talk about the paranormal in the mainstream. But for years, I have been thinking about how to bring more diversity to this field. And I was working on developing another project. And in that process, I posted on social media that I was looking for women in the paranormal. I expected to get a handful of replies from people that I already knew, and it ended up actually being over 1,000 responses in a couple of weeks. And as I was reading through them, I realized how many amazing people are out there working in this space. Unique people, diverse people, and I knew I had to do something. And therefore, back in August of 2023, the Secret Society of the Spooky Sisterhood was born. And after getting to know so many people, I wanted to have this opportunity to get to know everybody on a deeper level. And that is kind of what brought this podcast idea about. And I've been wanting for a couple years now to bring this together and to put it out for all of you. And finally, here we are. So for today's episode, I wanted to tell you a little more about the podcast and about myself, and to tell you a spooky story of my own. And as fun as that was, it is not very exciting to talk to yourself. So going forward, we will be joined by a fellow Spooky Sisterhood member or a special guest or both. For those of you who are Patreon members, you'll be able to find out our guests ahead of time and send in questions for them to answer during our Patreon Pal exclusive bonus episodes. If you haven't yet joined the Patreon, you've still got plenty of time to check it out and become a member. And before we sign off, just a reminder to check us out on social media. We are Spooky Sisterhood at everything. You can find us also at beacons.ai/spooky sisterhood. And from there, you'll find links to our website, our videos, our guests info, and so much more. So with all that said, thank you so much for listening. And until next time, keep it spooky, Sibs.